we now have episodes 3 and 4 of It, Welcome to Derry. Do they keep up with the first 2 episodes, or do they start falling off? Let's talk about it. What's going on? It's Trey here, and since you found me, you might as well hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more content. It greatly helps the channel. And today, I'm keeping up with the review of the It, Welcome to Derry series, and now we're on episodes 3 and 4. I must say, episodes 3 and 4 of It, Welcome to Derry continues to show that this series isn't trying to recreate it. It's expanding the mythology in ways that feel intentional, layered, and genuinely unsettling. What I love is that the show still holds on to its character-driven core, while slowly peeling back the walls of the town that shows just how cursed it is. And episodes 3 and 4 shifts the energy that episodes 1 and 2 established, and starts tightening the screws. Starting out with episode 3, starting out what works in episode 3, the emotional fallout feels real. Episode 3 leans heavily into psychological tragedies and Derry's impact. This isn't just kids being scared of a clown. It's generations dealing with trauma. And this episode really leans into Pennywise doesn't just eat people. He eats grief. From the therapy session scene, to the silence and parents' reactions, and the confusion of the younger cast, it all feels grounded and painful in the right way. Also, this episode has a lot of flashbacks. And to me, the flashbacks are help deepening the lore. And by doing this, we get a look into Derry's past that's way darker than episodes 1 and 2. The series finally starts showing us what the cycle really looks like, and how Pennywise feeds on patterns, not just fear. It's not jump scary, it's psychological disturbing. And aside from all that, the performances in this is getting stronger and stronger. You can start to tell that the actors of our main cast are starting to feel the groove. The fear feels more lived in, the dialogue feels more authentic, and that classroom scene, heavy. You can feel the confusion, anger, and guilt, all of it layered without over-explanation. And as well as in episodes 1 and 2, the camera work is still clean and unsettling. Lots of long takes, lots of holding the frame too long on something that might move, and lighting choices that makes the environment feel sick, like the town itself is infected. Episode 3 is slow, but that slow is intentional. It's not boredom, it's dread. So my neutral thoughts for episode 3, thoughts that could go either way. The atmosphere is more atmospheric and not explosive. Some viewers watching this might say nothing's happening. But if you're paying attention, everything that's happening that's going on is just emotional setup. This episode feels more like homework, but good homework. You know, like the kind where all you had to do was either look up a movie or watch a movie and write a paragraph about it. Yeah, that kind. But if you love tension and world building, you'll really vibe with episode 3. And if you want blood and gore every 10 minutes, this episode here might not be for you. Okay, so now some of the things that doesn't work in episode 3 for me. The pacing does drag a little bit too long in the middle. There's a stretch where it lingers on side characters a little bit too long. You can kind of feel the runtime. And don't get me wrong, I get why it's happening and why everything is going on, but structurally, it slows the momentum down. Also, some scenes repeat the same emotional notes. A few of the scenes says the same things, but in different ways. This episode could have trimmed at least maybe 2 to 3 minutes and still kept the flow. But my final thoughts on episode 3. Episode 3 is a mood piece. Not the scariest, but it seems like it could be one of the most necessary for understanding how Derry functions. Okay, so now moving on to episode 4. This episode is where the show really kicks up the supernatural pressure. And in episode 4, this episode focuses heavily on the idea that Derry itself is alive. The town is reacting, not just the characters. Strange sounds, shadows moving where they shouldn't, memories twisting into hallucinations. It's all designed to show that Pennywise, presence is spreading like a sickness. You can feel the cycle tightening around these characters. So starting out, what works in episode 4? You can start to feel that Pennywise is felt even when he's not on screen. And just to let you know, he hasn't fully showed up yet. Episode 4 is pure dread. The show starts blending in hallucinations, reality, and there are moments that you don't even know if the character is awake or dreaming. I mean, there's a scene in the hallway, there's a moment in the mirror sequence, there's the carnival flash, and all of it feels that Pennywise is puppeteering everyone in the shadows. And also, the tension is thick from start to finish. This episode wastes zero time. It picks up immediately and the fear never dips. The show is finally starting to embrace that Stephen King's horror energy, where normal spaces turn hostile with no warning. Also, the lore expansion gets deeper. We start learning that the town isn't random, it's chosen. The hints about prior cycles, the pattern in disappearances, a subtle nod to the black spot, you can start to tell that this show is starting to build towards something huge. And in episode 4, man, these kids are acting their hearts out. The assembled cast is settling in. Reactions are more raw, fear feels lived in once more, and they're not overreacting. It feels like real kids are dealing with real nightmares. But aside from all that, the visual tension is elite. I mean, episode 4 is beautifully shot. You have red and blue color palettes, distorted angles, hallways that feel a mile long, and sound mixing that creeps under your skin. And there's one shot in this episode you'll know when you see it, that looks straight out of a prestige A24 horror film. And what's neutral to me in episode 4, I only have one thought on this one. That is, some supernatural scenes feel intentionally confusing. But it's not a flaw. I feel it's designed to disorient you. And some viewers may not like that, but me personally, I like it. It fits the world. Okay, so moving on to what doesn't work in episode 4. A few of the scenes cut away too quickly. There are moments when the tension peaks, and instead of lingering, it jumps to another storyline. I just felt I needed a few more seconds just to feel it. Pause. And also, a subplot introduced here, it doesn't land. Yet. No spoilers, don't worry. But there's a storyline about an adult character that feels half-formed. And I feel it might pay off later, but right now, it's just a small bump. So, my final thoughts on episode 4. To me, I feel episode 4 is the strongest of everything so far. And this is where the show finally says, we're not just doing Pennywise, we're doing Derry. It feels bigger, darker, and more confident. And has the perfect balance of the previous shows, all mixed into one show. You have your gore, great acting, great story, great everything, all in this one episode. So, final verdict so far with episodes 1 through 4, Derry is delivering. The horror is smart, the storytelling is layered, the atmosphere is elite. And me personally, I would have to give episode 3 a 7.5 and episode 4 a 8.5 out of 10. And if the series keep building like this, we're looking at one of the best horror prequels ever made. So you guys, let me know your thoughts on episodes 3 and 4 or episodes 1 through 4 in the comments down below. I would love to know what you guys think about it so far. And if you haven't seen Welcome to Derry, please go watch it. But if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you. Go ahead and give me a subscribe and a like on your way out. It greatly helps the channel. And be sure to follow for any more movie news, reviews, or anything of that nature, because it's possible. If you've seen it, I've seen it too.